Darksiders Phil here, and welcome to the weekend preview for August 12th, 2012. A lot to talk about this week, so please bear with me. But the big news, the huge, the news that everyone wants to hear. Finally, after a month and a half drought, okay? Finally, we have some major releases this week, new retail releases that people want to play and see. Wow, I mean, what the flipping fuck happened during the month of July and even early August? Who knows? It's been a wild ride. We had lots of filler weeks and such. I'm going to talk a little bit about that when I recap this past week. But the good news is we are firmly into the time of year now where there will be major releases almost every week. There are going to be a couple weeks here and there where there isn't much or it's light, but almost every single week we're going to have major stuff to play. That's great news, so awesome. And that's why I'm pumped for this week. Very exciting week for me, coming back from this kind of summer of downtime and summer of marathons and stuff and classic games that I play. It's time to play new stuff. So that being said, let's recap what I did this past week, and then let's talk a little bit about what's coming this week and what you can expect here on DSPGaming and, you know, what's coming up. So, this past week was an interesting week because a couple of reasons. First of all, again, really there weren't any major retail releases. There was one, and we're going to talk about it, but outside of that, there was no game that was one that everyone was demanding, and it was a highly anticipated game that everyone wanted to see. So I was continuing my Grand Theft Auto marathon. Now, the week before I had completed Grand Theft Auto 3 and gotten fairly far through Vice City, okay? But I hadn't completed it. So this week, I took the time to complete Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and I started Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. At the same time that I was playing San Andreas, Persona 4 Arena, which is a fighting game, was released. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the Persona series. In fact, I've never played a Persona game before, so I didn't understand anything of the characters or anything in this game. But I did give the game a shot over on my fighting game channel, DSP Street Fighter. I've got about 19 or 20 videos of it up over there, so go check it out if you're interested in this new game. But yeah, this game is it's basically supposed to be like a direct sequel to Persona 3 and 4. It has characters from both of those games in it, and it's not bad. It's actually pretty interesting. It plays very similarly to, say, Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue, however you pronounce it. People are giving me shit every time I say that word, so. And so, yeah, I played it a little bit. Here's the bottom line with that game. It's a game that if you want to get good at it, I can tell. There's so much to it. There's literally so much to the gaming engine. You've got rolling / evading. You've got alpha counters. You've got bursts. You've got moves that blow through stuff. You've got EX moves. You've got chain combos. You've got a special move that leads to a launcher into air combos. You've got super cancels. It's probably one of the most complex fighting games I've ever played in my life, and because of that, it seems like it would take a lot of time investment to basically get good at the game. Now, what I did, I tried out a couple characters. I tried their arcade mode. I tried the challenge mode, and unfortunately, here's what happened. This week, as I told you, I had started Grand Theft Auto San Andreas as the last game in my Grand Theft Auto marathon before this week coming up, you know, there's new releases. And I knew I had to finish the marathon by then. Well, that's Tuesday, and I was really crunched for time to play San Andreas. I had no idea San Andreas was this long, let's put it that way. Like, Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City don't hold a candle to San Andreas. San Andreas is by far going to be like probably 30 to 50 parts longer when I'm done with it than those other games. So we're talking significant chunk of hours longer than those other games. In addition to that, some of the missions are just plain fucking difficult. And so it's extending the length of the playthrough. It's sometimes, unfortunately, leading me to have frustration. Today, I had a day off on Saturday to do co-op with John, which we'll talk about. But today I felt a lot more relieved, a lot less rushed for time, because I woke up early. I said, I'm just going to play this game all day. I went in with a great mindset, a positive mindset, and I ended up beating some of the hardest missions in the game, including the flight school mission, which people say is one of the hardest missions in the game. I made significant progress, but I realized unless I really dedicated all of my gaming time to San Andreas, there was no way I was going to beat it, and then that sucks to have almost a complete playthrough and then have like a little chunk of it from the end left out and have to put it out for a later date. So I said, unfortunately, Persona 4 Arena, it's an okay game. I can't tell you more about it because I haven't really played that much of it. But it's fairly complex. It's not easy to jump into. I'm going to have to do the challenge mode and learn stuff before I can actually play it. And therefore, I just can't play it. I couldn't play it this week. There was no way I could do it. I put about 19, 20 videos of it out, and that's it. That was my limit. I've only been playing San Andreas, okay? In addition to all this, on Saturday, John Rambo and I did some co-op. We actually did a new episode of Smart Guys. We also did and unannounced, we hadn't talked about doing this, but he wanted to simulate actually some of the matches from the new TNA pay-per-view, Hardcore Justice, that's actually happening right now. That's right, I didn't get to watch it. I've been playing San Andreas, so I didn't get to watch it this week. But we simulated 3 of the matches of that unannounced on DSPGaming, so check that out if you haven't checked the channel over the past couple days and you were interested in that. I know we didn't announce it, but on the spur of the moment we decided to do that. And then we started the Resident Evil Darksiders Chronicles playthrough. We got 30 parts through, and then we ran out of time to do stuff, unfortunately. So I'll talk about next week what our plans are for co-op. It's a doozy, okay? But anyway, we did all that on Saturday, and then just to let everyone know, Project 7 Episode 1 actually debuted on Machinima Respawn on Saturday. And right now, it's been out for roughly a day now. So it says it has about 15,000 views. However, unfortunately, that stuff isn't accurate on YouTube. For whatever reason, it's really dumb that on YouTube, until like a day and a half, 2 days have passed, you just can't really see how many views a video has. It's not accurate. So as the week progresses, we'll see how well Episode 1 did on Respawn. But right now, it's doing okay. Again, flame wars and shit going on in the comments. Exactly what I expected was going to happen. It's out of control. There's no way for me to stop it, so it is what it is. So that also happened during this week, okay? And that's pretty much it. Nothing else major went on. It was just a busy week with me trying to plug through San Andreas and playing a little bit of Persona 4 Arena. This coming week, it's going to be pretty intense. So let me lay it out for you. On Monday, my goal is to complete Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I'm going to do similar to what I did today, try to get up early, try to play through at least, 6 hours, if not more than that. I think today I played more than that, actually, and really trying to complete the game. I counted, I believe, and I believe to beat the game, I think I have like maybe 20-something missions left, low 20s. I think it's definitely doable. It's definitely doable that I can beat this game tomorrow. That being said, if I run into a mission that I just can't beat, and it takes an hour to beat just one mission, that could really put it in jeopardy. So my goal tomorrow is to attempt to beat Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, so we can say that's it for the 2012 Grand Theft Auto Marathon. It's over, and I beat 3 games, basically. And hopefully, I was kind of hoping that when I beat it with enough time that I have like maybe a half hour to film a video, vlog, of my thoughts on the Grand Theft Auto series. Because I think I have a lot to say. I've now played the 3 major ones on the PlayStation 2. Yeah, we know there were other ones like Liberty City and Vice City Stories that were ports of handheld games. But for the most part, these were the big 3. And I'd like to talk about how, what I think about them. Why, first of all, I think they have such a big fan base. How the game's evolved over time, and interestingly enough, into Grand Theft Auto 4, which I can actually talk about because I've played that before. I just never did a playthrough of it. And, kind of wrap up the marathon in a nice, proper fashion. So, that's my plan for tomorrow. Really hoping, fingers crossed, that I'll be able to do it. Please hang in there, and if you watched the playthrough up to now, watch the finale. I think it's going to be great. From what I've heard, the end of the game is actually pretty good. Whoa, my lamp just leaned forward. I was so afraid it was going to fall. Holy shit. Yeah, my lamp, I've been using this lamp for lighting since like day 1 when I started recording on YouTube. And at this point, after like 3 to 4 years of moving it around my old place and now my condo, this thing is pretty shot. I'm going to have to buy a new lamp pretty soon. And now it's apparent since it's now leaning on my coffee table. Thank goodness for my coffee table. But anyway, let's continue. So, what's coming out that's new this week? This is going to be exciting. On Tuesday, we got 2 major retail releases. We've got Darksiders 2, and we also have Sleeping Dogs. I'll be honest, I'm actually interested probably equally in both games, okay? So, I haven't decided which game I'm going to play first. What I may do is I may literally play one session of a game for a couple hours, play the other one for a couple hours, and then decide which one I want to continue with first. I have heard that if you do all the side missions in Darksiders 2, the game can be up to 40, even 50 hours long. I could see that because Darksiders 1 was actually a very long game as well. It's a Zelda-like, where you can go off and go on these side missions to try to collect all the health power-ups and all those power-ups and things that are hidden throughout the game. So, I can understand that's a long game. Sleeping Dogs, I heard, it's probably around 20 to 25 hours. You don't have to do all the content. It'll be shorter if you don't do everything. So, really, we're talking 2 lengthy, content-filled games for this week. So I may just try them both and then decide which one after that I want to play first. Maybe I'll play both every day. I could do that. I don't want to definitively decide yet because I want to play them both and see for myself which one maybe it jumps out at me more as the game I want to play first. But so the course of this week will be, you're going to see Darksiders 2 footage, you're also going to see Sleeping Dogs, and I'm going to attempt to beat both games by next Tuesday. Fingers crossed that I can do that. I don't know. That's going to be a lot of gameplay that I need to do, but I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to rededicate myself. You know, we had a month and a half where I was doing marathons of classic games and things that were movie tie-ins and such, and now I'm ready to rededicate myself and get me back into that groove where I'm putting out consistent content in a large amount every single day for these new releases so that I can beat them in a prompt, or not prompt, but in a reasonable amount of time so that I can get to the next game. Now, there is an elephant in the room. He's a little elephant this time, though. He's a little one. There is another retail release coming out this week. The name of the game is The Last Story. This is a role-playing game made by Mistwalker Studios, who are mostly the people who work for that company are the people who made the classic Square RPGs. We're talking Final Fantasies 1 through 7. We're talking Chrono Trigger, okay? We're talking good games, and they came together to make this new role-playing game. Problem is this. The game was supposed to come out in the dead time, okay? During the weeks when I would have had time to play the game, because I had, instead I had to fill it up with marathons and other footage. Well, they decided in all their wisdom to delay the game. I don't know what it was, okay? But they delayed the game till this week, a week when there were already 2 major retail releases coming out, which, I'll be honest, probably are going to sell way better than The Last Story. So it's really stupid. They basically shot themselves in the foot. They could have waited. There's actually, the first week of September has no releases, but they decided to release this week. At any rate, I know it's coming out. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't see myself getting it and playing it. And that's disappointing, because I did play Blue Dragon last, when it came out, and that was the last game from Mistwalker Studios that was on like a modern console. I loved it. I really loved Blue Dragon, but considering the amount of new releases that are coming out that people want, the fact that this year has been fucking JRPG overload, and chances are if I play this game, probably it's not going to appeal to many people besides that dedicated JRPG fan base. I don't think it's going to be worth the time investment. It is a longer game because it is a JRPG, and I don't think it's worth it. I still have games, JRPGs, that I put on hold, and I just don't think it's viable to try the game. And I apologize to anyone who's looking forward to that. All I can say is, sorry, blame them. They delayed their game to a week when there was no excuse to delay it, okay? Alright. So all that being said, what's going on this Saturday? Well, John will be over yet again to do some co-op, or not co-op, to do Smart Guys, wrestling commentary, and then it's going to be the day of monstrous co-op. And here's why I say that. Our goal for Saturday is to, number 1, simulate all of the matches for SummerSlam, WWE SummerSlam, which is the wrestling pay-per-view taking place this Sunday coming up, okay? So we want to do that. We always do pay-per-view sim matches. People love them, so we want to do that again, okay? Then we have to finish Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles, but in addition to that, we're actually planning on doing the Expendables 2, because Expendables 2 actually comes out this Friday in American theaters, and it's our plans to play the game on Saturday as a tie-in with the movie. Our friend Joe, who actually was just on John Rambo's The Show this past week, and also has done lots of co-op with us in the past, is going to be in this with us. Unfortunately, it looks like OJ will not be able to be in it. He is traveling this week, And unfortunately, after this week, I'm going on vacation, so I'm not able to do it. We don't want to do Expendables 2 months after the game comes out. So, I mean, 2 months after the movie comes out. So, we're just doing it this week. And OJ, unfortunately, because he's traveling for some convention, it will not be able to attend for the co-op. So, it's up in the air whether or not we're going to see if we can have someone else play with us. We don't even know if that's viable because we don't know if you're doing couch co-op, you know what I mean? If we could also have people join from over the internet. We don't know how the game works yet. We're going to find out. So it's our goal this Saturday to literally play 3 different things for co-op Saturday. Will it realistically happen? We're not sure. If anything, maybe we'll put Darksiders Chronicles on hold another week. I didn't notice that. Even though some people like it, not many people do. You know what it is? It's these on-rail shooters aren't exactly the most appealing gameplay. However, I think that John and I were making it fun with our commentary, but I think a lot of people right now are really into the Grand Theft Auto marathon more so than that game, and it really didn't do too hot in the views. So we may actually put that on hold again if we don't have time to beat it. We'll have to see, but our goal right now, our honest goal, is to do all 3 games, okay? And then for Sunday and Monday, I'll be polishing off whatever I haven't finished between Darksiders 2 and Sleeping Dogs. So it's going to be a majorly full week. The conclusion of San Andreas, hopefully. My thoughts video on playing the 3 classic Grand Theft Auto games. I'll hopefully be able to make that. You're going to see Darksiders 2 and Sleeping Dogs. You're going to see 3 games of co-op on Saturday. And now keep in mind also, on Saturday of next week, not this week, but next week, just like happened this Saturday, episode 2 of Project 7 will be debuting over on Machinima Respawn. I really feel this one will do better than episode 1 anyway, simply because it's about games. It's got gaming-related humor, gaming footage in it. It's not just us and me, John, and Howard doing inside jokes and stuff. I think this is a more viable episode for Respawn, but we said, hey, they want to run the whole series, might as well. We're not going to skip episode 1, so definitely, again, if you're a fan of the series, please go check it out on Respawn. If people have questions there, please explain to them what they're watching and answer their questions to the best of your ability if you want to go check it out, okay? And that's pretty much it. A very busy week for me. It's going to be the first week basically back from the summer break, you know what I mean? And I'm excited to do it. I can't wait to jump into these new games this week, and I'm pumped. The one final thing I want to remind everyone of, starting on August 25th, I am on vacation. Let me confirm that. I believe it's August 25th. Yes, Saturday, August 25th, I am starting my vacation, and I am not actually coming back from that vacation, it looks like, until Sunday, September 2nd. So for a full week, you will not see gameplay footage on DSPGaming. What you will see is trip vlog footage from myself and Panda Lee. The reason I had to cut it right there is because I accidentally forgot that I wasn't going to tell everyone where we're going. And so I haven't revealed it to anyone yet. We're going to a mystery location, and you're going to see cool vlogs from there, from the stuff that we're doing there, and I think it'll be fun. I'm not saying there's going to be 5,000 videos that week, but I think having some footage up that week at least will keep things going and will keep people entertained. So check that out. The last week of August, you're going to see our actual vacation footage, which will be pretty neat here on DSPGaming. Yeah, and that's about it, but I wanted to remind everyone because we got this week, we got next week with new releases, and then it's going to be no gameplay for that last week, but then it will resume when we actually get back from our trip. We're leaving August 25th, and we're getting back on September 2nd, I want to say. It's either 2nd or 3rd. It's a Sunday is the day when I'm probably going to start recording again. So, alright, that's it for the weekend preview. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate, again, everyone's support. Appreciate the fact that you guys helped me with the GTA Marathon with a lot of the stuff. That was real nice of everyone, of telling me certain things of how to get around stuff and do certain missions. So I think that hopefully I'll be able to finish it tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in and watching. I will see you for new gameplay this week and see you for new games this week. I'm really excited. Thanks, and see you later.